Welcome back. As TikTok heads to court to challenge legislation that could lead to a nationwide ban, the company is facing new legal issues. This after the attorneys general of 13 states and the District of Columbia filed separate lawsuits against TikTok, accusing it of harming children's mental health. According to the suits filed last week, TikTok is violating those states' laws by falsely claiming its services are safe for young people. TikTok defended its actions in a statement to NBC News saying, quote, "We strongly disagree with these claims, many of which we believe to be inaccurate and misleading. We provide robust safeguards, proactively remove suspected underage users, and have voluntarily launched safety features such as default screen time limits, family pairing, and privacy by default for minors under 16. We've endeavored to work with the attorneys general for more than 2 years, and it is incredibly disappointing that they have taken this step rather than to work with us on constructive solutions to industry-wide challenges." Joining me now to talk more about this is California's Attorney General, Rob Bonta. Mr. Attorney General, I want to start first with your reaction to TikTok's statement. How would you respond to that?
Ironic for them to talk about inaccuracy and misleading approaches when they're the ones that have been inaccurate with their representations. They're the ones that have been misleading. And their disappointment is perplexing. They have not been forthcoming in addressing this issue. And so it's incumbent upon us as attorneys general, me as the attorney general for the largest state in the nation, the largest State Department of Justice in the nation, to make sure that we're protecting our kids. They are harming our kids knowingly. They are lying to families, to children, to the public. They are preying on children's psychological vulnerabilities, including their differences in executive functioning and self-regulation, trying to addict them and being incredibly successful in doing so. They want addictive, compulsive, excessive use, and they're getting it, and kids are getting hurt, whether it be anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, body image challenges, learning loss, sleep deprivation. TikTok is deliberately harming our kids and lying about it and saying that safety is a priority and saying that they have approaches that keep kids safe. They do not. So ironic statement from TikTok at best.
As a father of 4, including a couple of teenagers, this is something that does keep me up at night. But I struggle with this because I wonder what you can actually do to rein this in. What's the objective with this lawsuit? What do you want to see changed?
Look, I join you as a concerned father, a father of 3, who all are on social media, and they join the rest of the nation's children in being on social media. 63% of those 13 to 17 years old in America are on TikTok. 17% are on it all the time. And parents, of course, have an important role to play, to talk to our kids, as I have, I'm sure as parents across the nation have, to limit frequency, limit duration of use. But this is not a fair fight. TikTok is a $1 billion entity that is doing research and investing in the best ways to addict your and my children, to exploit them, to harm them, to manipulate them, to hurt them. So this case seeks injunctive relief. It seeks an end to those features and designs that harm our children. Things like beauty filters, which create a harmful body self-image. Things like infinite scroll and autoplay, like the push notifications, likes and comments, TikTok Live and TikTok stories, which take advantage of the fear of missing out. All of those have approaches that can be different than the ones being used. Right now, TikTok is pursuing endless profit on the backs of our children while they harm them. They could limit the duration, limit the time that TikTok can be available. They could reduce access to beauty filters. They could, instead of using an algorithmic personalized feed, use a organic feed. So they could not have push notifications in the middle of the night or when kids are in school. These are all common sense things. And I want your 4 kids, my 3 kids, the kids of America's parents to be safe from TikTok. TikTok has been planning and scheming to harm them. They're doing it right now, and we're there to say no, to use our power, our authority to prevent them from breaking the law and hurting our kids.
I noticed that the Harris campaign currently has a TikTok account. The Biden campaign had a TikTok account. Even Governor Gavin Newsom in your state has a TikTok account. How do you reconcile these campaigns, elected officials using this platform while at the same time you say that it's harmful to children?
Look, I have a TikTok account as well, and that's the whole point, that this is so prevalent. Young people and adults are all on TikTok, and there is both promise and pitfalls in use of social media. The promise of connecting people throughout the nation, sometimes throughout the world, connecting loved ones, creating jobs, all good things. That's the promise. There are also pitfalls, like deliberate, deceptive efforts to addict our children. You can capture the promise, the good things, and guard against and end the pitfalls, the bad things that are hurting our kids. So there is no hypocrisy or conflict in the fact that Vice President Harris or Governor Newsom or I use TikTok. We just want to take the bad features, the designs that are hurting our kids. We want those removed while we continue to have the promise of TikTok and other social media platforms.
Okay, Attorney General Rob Bonta, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.